It felt like watching the end of something against a Cincinnati Bengals team. Do you think we are seeing the end of Ben Roethlisberger? And I don't mean the end of the season, I mean right now.
Well, if I'm going to give anybody the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to give Ben Roethlisberger the benefit of the doubt. I can remember going back to the year that the Denver Broncos won the championship. Peyton Manning was a shell of himself. We talked about the wounded ducks. We made fun of it. But he was able to manipulate defenses with his mind. Ben doesn't, I don't believe, gets the credit for the great quarterback, the Hall of Fame player that he is. I think they'll figure it out, but it's no way that he can be throwing the ball 58 times. When you put the ball up 58 times, something's bad going to happen, whether tip ball, sack, fumble, or something like that. They have to stick true to their blueprint. And their blueprint is running the football and playing great defense. Now, I know it's a little more difficult to play defense when you don't have T.J. Watt, but if they get T.J. Watt back healthy, they can win ugly. Remember how we won with, Mark's rookie year, throwing the ball. You look at Baker Mayfield, he throws the ball like 21 times a game. If you can get it down to there, take the air out of the game, and be able to run the football effectively, they'll have an opportunity, and they'll be there right at the end for a wild card spot.
That's a far cry, though. I mean, they threw it 58 times this week. To go from 58 to 21, and to say to run the ball effectively, they haven't been able to run the ball in 2 years. So what do you think? What are we seeing right now in Ben?
I don't like that look on your face, D-Wood.
I think Ben is what we call washed. I do. Listen, I could go into a soliloquy about Big Ben's career and all that. He's going to be first ballot Hall of Fame, but I'm talking about the here and now. Anyone who watches the Pittsburgh Steelers, in particular Big Ben, I mean, he's like a statue in the pocket. Like, I don't even know if he's a shell of what he used to be, like the guy that could move around and throwing people off of him. There is none of that now. He doesn't push the ball down the field. Yeah. Everything seems like it's just like almost like a check down, basically. Yeah. And I just when I look at Big Ben, the Pittsburgh Steelers, like Ben is the worst quarterback in that division.
Oh yeah. And
I don't even think it's close. Okay. He's the worst quarterback in that division. And if that's what you're working with, but I just don't know about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, this is still a man last year that had him 11-0, and that's before T.J. Watt got hurt. I understand that. But we've seen quarterbacks in the same situation. I mean, we've seen Drew Brees just last year couldn't push the ball down the field. They found ways to move the football. Now, I know he had a much better offensive line, but we saw Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was throwing hand grenades to people out there, and they were making it work. And I would argue that you look at the skill position players that he has from a wide receiver standpoint, they should be better. That should be an extension of the run game, because that's what it was last year. Short passes, bubble screens, like little things of that sort was an extension of the running game as Najee Harris is able to adjust to the game. Listen, the Steelers and the Ravens have always been teams within that division that get you in November, December, because it becomes a battle of attrition. When everybody's hurt, that's when that run game picks up.
Will Ben Roethlisberger be the starting quarterback all season there? If he take injury out of it, is that team going to have a season that is worthy of a 39-year-old quarterback playing all the way to the end?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bench Big.
No, even to see what they have in Dwayne Haskins. Well, they got let's see what happens. You've got Dwayne Haskins sitting there. It's time to. At some point, do you need to figure out whether you need to go all in on finding someone else?
That's where they made the critical mistake. I've said it before. Bill Walsh, the legendary 49ers coach, he always said, get rid of a player a year early than a year too late.
Again,
that's where they messed up.
The Steelers have never been that organization. The Ravens have never been that organization. They allow you to go out on your sword. The Ravens held on to Ray Lewis too long. They held on to Troy Polamalu too long.
And they're going to pay for it.
Perhaps.
They
got 2 Super Bowls.
And I'm just reminded, but Dwayne Haskins, I'm not telling you he can play. I'm saying he was a first-round pick 4 years ago, not 20 years ago. So it might be worth finding out what he can do at some point this year if the whole thing goes sideways. In the meantime, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.